Hey guys, I'm going to go through our first lesson of the program, which is for Move. So what we're going to go through today is strength and core training and a few key concepts you guys need to know before you get out onto the floor. So first things first, what I'm calling your strength training is build. So if you're a bit unsure of that and you're looking in your book, the build sessions are your strength training sessions. And of course they'll be done out on the gym floor. So what I'll go through first is something called neutral spine. So before you begin any exercise on the gym or of course in the core, anything like that, we need to start off with neutral spine. So if I stand from the side, I want to make sure that I'm not in too much of an arch or it's called lordosis, or too much of a rounding, which is called kyphosis. Because that can obviously cause a lot of injuries in your spine in the long run and is not a great position to lift load from. So what you need to focus on is first of all, having your hips neutral. So it means they're tucked underneath you. So you don't want them sticking out the back, you don't want them rounded down, you want them to be tucked. Number two is make sure that your core is on, so that means your rib cage is down. You don't want to be flaring your ribs up like this because you're going to get some issues with your spine again. It's going to compress your lower back. So make sure your ribs are down and your core is on. You should feel a nice connection there between glutes and core. And last one is shoulders back and down. So you don't want them to be riding up by your ears, and you definitely don't want to be doing that in any upper body movements. Keep them back and down. So before you do any of your strength exercises, make sure you begin with your neutral spine and get really familiar with that so that you do it correctly.
Let's do it.
Another important concept is your breathing and the position of your core, or call it the cylinder of your core. So when you breathe, you want to make sure you're breathing down into your diaphragm. So your diaphragm is just below your rib cage. So breathe down and then try and breathe out rather than breathing really shallowly up into your chest. That's very important, especially if you're trying to brace correctly. You don't want to be breathing up here because you're not going to have your stability around your spine. So try and breathe down nice and low and out. Now, when it comes to the cylinder of your core, that's very closely related to that. Your diaphragm is on the top, your pelvic floor is at the bottom, and then you've got your transverse abdominis muscle wrapping all the way around. So it's just one of the deeper core muscles that kind of forms the walls of your cylinder. So if you're focusing on that visualization when you are doing your breathing or again doing your neutral spine, you're going to maintain a safer position and of course be able to brace correctly against that. So think diaphragm at the top needs to be level with your pelvic floor at the bottom, then wrapping all the way around with the transverse abdominis and breathing into that space.
Good.
Alright guys, when you're actually going to do your build sessions or your strength sessions, there are some big functional foundational movements that we need to understand before we get out there. So you'll probably notice once you learn these exercises that these movements, they're the exercises that we're doing out on the floor. The first 3 weeks of our build program is full body, so we've got an A and a B. They're slightly different, but they've still got the same movement patterns in them, which I'll explain soon. Then when we get to weeks 4 to 6, we're doing an upper and a lower, again still going through those basic movement patterns. So let's start off with the lower body. So there's 2 primary ways that you move in your lower body, a hip hinge and it's a lower body push and a lower body pull. One's a squat style movement and one's a hinge movement. So go through the squat style movement first. So you may already know what a squat is, but it's a movement that uses both the knee and the hip flexing at the same time. So that's why it's different to a hinge. So a squat goes knee and hip. So if you're actually doing a squat, you're going to focus on neutral spine, tip back, your spine stays neutral the whole way down, your knees stay wide as you bend them, and your hips. Then you push back up again, middle of your foot. That movement is still similar to our lunge movement. So notice in a lunge, I'm still lowering, I'm still bending my knee and my hip at the same time. So you see how that is still a squat style movement or lower body press. That movement is obviously going to be included in your program in things like lunges, squats, all sets, anything like that. A hip hinge movement uses mainly the hip joint, which is a hinge. So the most easy example is a deadlift. So we'll be doing Romanian deadlifts in the first program. We're going to focus on having your knees soft, but then they don't move any further. You're actually moving through the hip joint like this. So see how a hinge movement, the spine stays neutral, you hinge at your hips, your knees stay where they're at, is different to a squat movement. A hinge movement is also used in your hip thrust, so you notice if I lay on the floor. I'm just doing equilibrium right now. You notice I'm still hinging at my hips in this movement. My knee stays at relatively the same angle, and I'm hinging. So you can apply a hip hinge to both a hip thrust and a deadlift. So those are the 2 major lower body movements that we'll be going through in our program. For the upper body, we have horizontal plane movements, so that means in pushing and pulling horizontally, and vertical movements, so pushing and pulling vertically. So the difference between these movements is they use different muscles in your upper body. So let's go through them one by one. A horizontal push movement includes things like chest press, push-ups, bench press. It is pushing in a horizontal plane. So big key concepts of it are to make sure your shoulders are back and down. And when you press, you're using your chest and your triceps, not dumping forward and using the front of your shoulder or your upper neck. So that's a horizontal push motion. You'll find that in your program, as per usual. Horizontal pull is the other way around. So similar concept, you want to still keep shoulders back and down, and then you want to pull with your back. So you're using primarily the muscles between your shoulder blades and your lats. You want to make sure you're not using your upper traps, and these guys up high, okay? So that's horizontal pushing movement, chest and triceps. Horizontal pulling movement is back and biceps. The other two movement patterns of the upper body are vertical press and vertical pull. So these movements use your shoulder if you're vertical pressing and your lats if you're vertical pulling. So you'll find them in movements such as shoulder press, vertical press, you'll find them in shoulder press, overhead press, and movements like that. For vertical pull, you'll mainly find them just in pull downs or pull-ups. Cool. So vertical press is you'll have your hands up by your ears, so if you're holding two weights, you want to press straight over your head and then lower back down, making sure your elbows are at a nice 45-degree angle. The same deal as a horizontal press, you don't want to be rolling into this internally rotated position. You want to make sure your shoulders are back and down, your spine is neutral. So vertical pull, we want to do a little bit different. You actually want to lean back a tiny bit, still keeping your core on. Then you want to bring your shoulder blades back and down and pull from that position. So we'll go through a little bit more in our small group sessions. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea as to why we're doing strength training or build sessions and the movement patterns that you're going to find in there.